Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. You know what time it is. It's the bottom line. That's right. Right here in Studio 02, brought to you by Chance's Used Auto Parts, Scrap Daddy in Tawnytown, Maryland. That's right, 30-plus years in the business. Here we are. It's been a hot one. It's been a barn burner, as they like to say. That's right. It's been a hot one, but we got some racing in over the past week and weekend. Some places didn't get to go. Others did. That's exactly right. So at least we got a little bit in. Mother Nature has not been friendly at all. I'm over her, 100% over her. Welcome, my friends. Elbows Up Dirt Productions. I'm Tommy Cordell. Fast Freddie Keister back there on the the sound mixer, if we want to call it that. We change its names all the time, you know what I mean? Sound mixer, DJ board, all that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get cracking. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all following us this past last week into the weekend. We were a little bit of there, a little bit of there, all around. That's right. Getting the job done like we always promised we will. Getting the job done. First and foremost, we want to give our condolences to the Weaver family, Justin and Ryan Weaver and his family. They obviously had the loss of their grandfather. And we give our condolences to them, and may he rest in peace. God bless. I think since we've been on air last, Jack Bland had passed away. I don't think we recognize that because we haven't been in the studio since that occurred. Obviously, Jack Bland, that familiar number 41. That's right. A lot of people drove that car, including Jack himself. Jack's got a storied history, had a storied history in racing. Folks to the like of, Andy Anderson, he was in it. Justin Weaver's been in it. I think D.J. Myers was in it. Fat Cats, Nathan Durbrow was in it. God rest him as well. But Jack passed on. Obviously, Jack was noted for that horrendous crash that they played all over every TV station, world's worst race car crashes at Hagerstown Speedway back in the day when he hit the backstretch opening. And pretty much split the car in half and broke his leg up in a lot of pieces and put him down. Mind you, that opening's still there. Let that sink in. Anyways, here we go. It's the bottom line time. First and foremost, we're going to get to, second most, I should say. We did first and foremost. We're going to get to the East Coast Legends. That's right. East Coast Legends Weekly Race Recap brought to you by David H. Martin Excavating, over 50 years in the business, commercial, residential, agricultural, excavation, and utility service. The proud title sponsor of the East Coast Legends by Freeze and Company. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. We good, Fred? Good. Freddie says we're good. Okay, they were Clinton County. That's right. Up there at the quarter mile bull ring up north, Mill Hall, Pennsylvania, last Friday night. It was a scorcher. That's exactly right. I know where we were at, and we'll get to that in a minute. It was like 105 when we pulled in the parking lot, so I'm sure there wasn't much difference there. Wasn't much difference anywhere. It was hot out. Was it ever. 22 cars signed in. 22 legends signed in to do battle at Clinton County. We seen heat races, 3 of them. They were won by Tanner Jones. Mind you, Tanner Jones was driving the number 33 Kirk Martin's machine. Jaden Powell was a heat race winner, and Lincoln Kirshner was a heat race winner. That's right. Jaden Powell, there you go. Jaden Powell, I'm sure this is rookie campaign this year, and I'm sure he was tickled with that. Feature time come up. We've seen the following. Tanner Jones. He started 9th. By about 9 or 10 laps into it, he drove through the field there. And en route to victory, Colton Freeze was second, tried to put some moves on him there, but couldn't do it. Tanner Jones stretched it out and got the job done. Seth Kirshner was third. Lincoln Kirshner was fourth. A little Kirshner deal going on right there. And then Kelby Freeze, the Iceman, he was fifth. That's right, he was fifth. I think we had a pretty hard crash there by one of our rookie drivers, one of the Freeze Motorsports house cars, KJ Massey. She was okay, though, a little maybe shooken up there on her limb, but she was fine. They're repairing that car this week and getting it ready to go. That's right. Unfortunates are racing. That's what happens sometimes. But she's a true competitor. She marched right back and ready to get after it again this weekend. So Tanner Jones in the 33. Okay. Kirk Martin's machine. Victorious. Next race on the docket, it'll be the action track, the 3/8 mile in Winchester, Virginia, this Saturday. We had all these double headers, last week, the week before, but they only really turned out to be single headers because rain canceled the rest. That's exactly right. They were to go Saturday night, the Path Valley Speedway, the quarter mile bull ring, yep, and it rained as well. So, yeah, this had a single showing. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, East Coast Legends Weekly Race Recap brought to you by David H. Martin Excavating. Always good there. Good racing going on, for sure. A lot of good cars. Okay, we're moving on. Let me get my sign here. Signs everywhere. There's signs. You know what I'm saying? Blocking up the scenery. Something. Okay, here we go. Dan's Auto Repair, located in the east side downtown Rousersville. Major, minor overhauls, oil changes, PA inspections, tire rotations, brakes, the whole 9 yards. Chad will fix you up down there. Dan's Auto Repair, that's right. Quality sponsor with us here for 2 years now. For the results, we'll knock out some of these Speed Week deals for 410s. That's right, because we know Pennsylvania Speed Week was in action, okay? We picked up some of them last week we caught on the bottom line. Actually, one was being ran at Lincoln the night we were doing the bottom line. And that was a $50,000 Steve Smith Sr. tribute. Actually, $50,019, okay? Hence the fact 19 was a Smith family number in racing. We've seen Chase Dietz. That's right. You couldn't ask for a better guy to win. When Chase Dietz wins, I'm happy. That's right. We move on to Grandview. Speed Week show, we've seen Macri victorious. That's right. Macri was victorious there. He's come out of the stables there swinging from being off from injury, and he's racking them up during Speed Week and doing well. Billy Pouch Jr., he was in the modifieds. He was victorious at Grandview on the docket there with them at night. I like Billy Pouch Jr., the Pouch family, good people. Like to see Billy Pouch Jr. win. Like to see BP3, that's right, Billy Pouch the third. His Billy Pouch Jr.'s son. Always enjoy seeing him, running into him. That's right, young man there racing. You'll see him lots of times in slingshots, 600 modifieds down at Kutztown. We run into him a good bit, which we'll be getting down there because they are on the schedule for the East Coast Legends coming up in the near future to go to Kutztown. Port, 410 Speed Week show, Chase Dietz. That's right, Chase Dietz once again, laser down. Hagerstown. Big anticipation, H-Town, the capital of dirt track racing. I believe they packed them pretty full over there. They usually do on that Thursday night show. We've seen Macri victorious there at Hagerstown. Williams Grove, back to the Grove. 410 Speed Week, Macri takes the checks on that. Macri was the man. Port, well, that canceled. Super late models. And 410 Speed Week was there Saturday night, and it looks like they were trying to get started, but Mother Nature did not cooperate, so that canceled. Selinsgrove would have been yesterday. That would have been the final leg of Speed Week for 410s. That canceled as well. Everybody got hit with horrendous storms. I think the rain was going to cancel in anyway yesterday. There's no doubt. It was all around. I mean, it stormed here hard, and I'm sure it did up there, but they got a lot of damage up there to the Speedway. They had a lot of, fencing down, power lines and lights and stuff. Yeah, they took a whooping up there. So they were out of commish. That puts Macri as a Speed Week champ. He is a Speed Week champion this year. I think that's back for him. So there you go. Enough of them wing cars, right? Once again, if you're just tuning in, I'm Tom Pickardell. This is The Bottom Line. Here's Studio 2 brought to you by Chaz's Used Auto Parts. Winchester, let's talk about the action track, 3/8 mile action track. We journeyed down the road to Winchester, and Modified Mafia is in the house for 4,000 smackaroonies. They're always a good show when they come. Weather, it was around. It rained, not super hard, but hard enough for about 5-10 minutes. It slowed the show down a little bit. But Greg Gunner and his team did a horrendous job getting the track ran in, and we went fourth. That's right. No more rain the rest of the night. Just started a little later. That's what it's all about. We got the show got in. They had a good group, Modified Mafia there as always. I mean, you got your heavy hitters there. I mean, Out the Belly, Chris Arnold, Ray Cable Jr., Logan Robertson, Cody Oliver, There's a lot of good heavy hitters in there. Justin Collum, a lot of good drivers in there. But at the end of the night, my friends, at the end of the night, it was Logan Robertson. That's right. In the Glenn and Stephanie Elliott modified, he was the man to beat. He was. He had to work to get around Holcomb, and he did. And once he got around him, got some clean air on him, the rest was history. The rest was history. Holcomb ran second. Cody Oliver ran third. Unfortunate, Altabelli and Arnold got tangled up there in coming through 3 into 4 mid-turn, and they both had to retire for the night. But, yeah, Logan Robertson, my friends. SCDRA. Eric Moats, how about that? Eric Moats, one of the East Coast Legends drivers for RDH Motorsports. He ran in Clinton County, I believe 15th on Friday night, turned around, come down there in the four-cylinder, the four-banger, and got the job done. So congratulations, Eric Moats. Crates. Jacob Witt. Jacob Witt was victorious. That's his first win at Winchester in a crate. David Kaiser ran second, tried to squeeze him down, just couldn't get it done, and ran out of laps. Scott Sweeney was third. Alan Brannon was out front. He was, and it appeared to be he was on his way to another victory. Unfortunate, he broke. It from what I read, fan blade broke, and that was the end of that. Okay, that was the end of that. So that put Jacob Witt in that position to take the victory. I know they were happy about it. Hobby Stocks, Jason Wilkins, he continues sheer domination in the Hobby Stocks. There's no doubt about it. Hotta was second in the 15. That car's pretty strong too. I tell you, he was hanging in there. He was doing good. Going back to crates, Branson Woodward, he had a good run. That's right. We talked to him in the pre-race zone, pre-race walk, I should say, Branson, and he's got that master built from Brad Umps. Okay, and Fred, we good? Okay, good. When Fred starts checking things, I get worried. Branson Woodward was in the Brad Umps. They bought that master built, and he had a good run going there. Yeah, in fact, he was out front and second, and it was tough racing. Hear me out, guys. It was not the normal Winchester. Winchester's usually, gets slicked off, black, blah, blah. And she was hammered down, buddy. I can tell you that. Juiced up to the maximum. And she was throw the wood to her, put the frickin' pedal down, and hold on. And, a lot of guys, they're not used to racing that down there. It's a change for them. It truly is. But the racing, it was good. It was good. I thought it was good. We got the race, right? They got the race. Okay, having said that, let's go to Mercer. Michaels Mercer Speedway in Mercer, Pennsylvania, up there in the tip, western PA. Fast Freddy, Elbows Up team traveled out there. What was it, Fred? Wednesday? Wednesday, that's right, Wednesday. It was blistering hot out there, too. She about 102. And, man, talk about sweat. I don't think you could sweat that much, but we did. We got out there, Zuver and Company, ULMS, $6,000 on the line for the Liberty Classic. We had some heavy swingers in the pits signed in to race. Guys like Mike Marlar signed in, Clay Harris, okay, Dave Hess Jr., obviously Colton Flinner, Drake Troutman, Max Blair. I could go on and on, but no, there was a lot of hard hitters, in there. At the end of the night, though, we seen Drake Troutman victorious. Obviously, not to reiterate, he's done. His thing's over in the mutually, it's over in the GR Smith deal, the 22. And it's Jerry Foster bound, and they got several weeks of preparation to get back out, I think by August, he said. So he's filling in the blanks here. And part of filling in the blanks was getting connected with Flinner and his owner and running one of them cars. We got the chance to spend some time with Drake there at Mercer and had a good conversation and a good interview there, and I know the people appreciated that. And, he kind of just laid it out there. He kind of laid it out. But at the end of the night, Drake Troutman was victorious. Maxie, as I call him, Max Blair, the 111, he was running second there and looked like he jumped the cush, went in a little hot and heavy and spun and had to go to the back. And he moved up a little bit, but Drake had a 2-second gap on Marlar, when he finished that race. So he put it to him. Dave Hess Jr., the Wizard. The Wizard was third, Colton Flinner fourth, Clay Harris was fifth. So there you have it. Now, from there, they went to Genesee in Batavia, New York. ULMS, preliminary night. Zuver Stars and Stripes Showdown. We did it last year. We did it again this year. Thursday night was practice. Friday night was preliminary for 3K. And Saturday would have been 10K for the main event. They practiced. Then they got Friday night in. I believe they were in a little rain delay Friday night as well. At the end of the night, Drake Troutman it was again. He parked it in Victory Lane, my friends. John Lee ran second. Let's back up with John Lee. John Lee was a points leader. That's right. He was a points leader as they got to, and we'll get to that, how they got to that piece here in a minute, at Mercer, okay? John Lee. That's right. Leadfoot, as they call him, John Lee. And he broke a rear in his ride at Mercer and had to go to the backup car and go to the back. And he moved up through a little bit and passed some cars. But, hey, today you don't see a lot of cars sometimes move rear to front in double digits passing cars. Not to get off the subject, but we did see Max Blair on the national level there at Muskegum. Okay, he did that, and he won that show. And it was pretty impressive from what I understand. He rolled from the back and brought her forward like that. So John Lee was second at Genesee. Third, Brian Bernheisel. Fourth, how you like this? Dylan Lewis. Dylan Lewis, in the number 44, he debuted a brand new Longhorn at Mercer and was strong, looked good. And we spent some time with those folks. Said their program has a lot of energy in it. It's in the positive direction. And I love to see him run fourth there at Genesee on Friday night. I truly did. Good for them. Ken Schaefer rounded out your top five, ladies and gentlemen. Now, unfortunately, ULMS got rained on Saturday night. Sunday night as well for Erie's because it was a whole Independence Week fling, and Troutman was to be on the whole shooting match. It rained there till they canceled. The weather was just poor. The weather was poor everywhere. I'm just over it. I'm over it like that. Let's go to Linda's Speedway in Jonestown, Pennsylvania. Stock Car Mayhem. Jason Geisman put that on. Kudos to him. He did a fine job. I mean, it was blistering hot. I mean, he kept people hydrated. Bringing them water, tried to keep, they adjusted the show and try to keep things moving along. It was a long night, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They had Thunder cars there. How about Jeremy Ott, my friends? He won it last year. That's right, the Ott man. He was victorious. Up the Graft in the 77 was second. Kenny Yoder third. Rodney Walls, should I say Hot Rod Rodney Walls was fourth, and Austin Webster was fifth. Now, Ott and Up the Graft, they put on quite the duel. They did. They put on quite the duel for 5, 6, 7 laps, something like that. Upty was under him a few times, waving at him like that underneath of him. And, clean as a whistle. It was clean as a whistle. It was. It was good racing. Clean as a whistle, them two. And obviously they're related, if you don't know that. And at the end of the night, Ott was able to run by. Ott said Up the Graft had the faster car, he thought, but at the end, it was Ott who parked it in Victory Lane. But I love to see that. That's good racing right there. Good racing. Street Stocks. Troy Miller. How about that? Sean Miller's father. Troy Miller. Sean Miller obviously pilots the Campbell limited late model, the number 2. It was Troy Miller. Victorious. It was funny because we spent and by the way, our camera system and all of our video system overheated. It went in after 2 minutes and emergency shutdown. I'm going to melt to plastic mush mode. So Freddie and I had to go and Jason Geisman's toter, and we wrapped up all the equipment in some clothing and stuff like that and put it in an ice chest with an ice bag in it. So when it was frozen, practically, I told Fred we had like 5 minutes to get the job done because she's going to unthaw. And but anyways, we sat in there, and I truly didn't know who I was sitting with till we finally got to that part of the things. Was Troy Miller? It was Troy Miller sitting in the toter there, and we had a long conversation, and I never talked to Troy in my life. Lo and behold, he parked her in the street stock, so good for him. I got to talk to him in Victory Lane. We did the actual Victory Lane interviews. Mikey Walls was second. Good run for him. Excellent run for him. Got to see Scrap Daddy. That's right. Chaz Walls was there, my friend. Obviously, Chaz has used auto parts. He's a proud sponsor of Studio 2. Chaz was in the house. Always good to see Chaz. SCDRA, Jacob Wheeler. He come from Ohio. OH10, come from Ohio. That was a big victory for him. Vicks, Jamie Swank was the winner there in the Crown Vicks. And 600 mods, Tyler Bardick. Okay, he was victorious there. So, yeah, all in all, it was a pretty good night. It was hot, I ain't going to lie, but it was a good night, and Stock Car Mayhem, it went forward. How about the Dog Pound? Dog Holler, you know it, good old Dog Holler, right? Limited late models. It was showtime in the 151/1MD Kyle Air. He parked it in Victory Lane. Second, Brad Benton. Third, Brandon Marheathcow. That's right. So Kyle Air gets a dub out at the Dog Pound. I know one of his sponsors, Jerry Warcher, was super happy. J&W Mold Remediation, deodorizing and inspections. And hell, while I'm talking about Jerry, we'll just talk about his business in Catonsville, Maryland. Mildew, smoke, mold, commercial, residential, rentals, autos, RVs, boats. Free estimates. He's been with Showtime Kyle Lear for a lot of years. He's a proud sponsor and has a horrendous business. That's right. JW Mold Remediation, deodorizing and inspections. There you have it. 305s. Ryan Lynn was victorious. Pure Stocks, Greg Blystone. Crates, they never got the crates in. They never got to, or I think the 4-cylinders too. They never got them in. Rain came. They had to scratch it. I hate when that happens. Let's move to the fabulous Bedford Fairgrounds Speedway, my friends. Once again, if you're just tuning in, I'm Tommy Cordell from the Bottom Line here in Studio 2, brought to you by Chaz Used Auto Parts. Elbows up, Dirt Productions. That's right. Here we are. Bedford, super late models. Can somebody say Spike Moore? That's right. Good old Spike. Spike's getting hot on the back end of the season. He's got 2 limited races underneath his belt here in the last 30 days. He picked up that first super late model win in the Jim McBee. That's right. The Stingers, number 11. JT Spence ran second. We've seen Sean Shoemaker third. Justin Weaver fourth. That's right. Justin Weaver in the 2J fourth and Matt Sponigal fifth. So Spike Moore got the job done. JT said in there was on, I guess, a little blurb there in Facebook. There wasn't no catching Spike. He was in the next zip code going. So he was hooked up. 4-cylinders. We see Jason Deal victorious, Pure Stocks, Braydale Bowman, Semi-Lates. Can somebody say Rick Potter, my friends? We got to see Rick Potter at Winchester Saturday night meandering around there. I always like to talk to Rick. A fine sportsman he is, and one heck of a racer in anything he gets in. But them Semi-Lates, he put that 15 in Victory Lane on the big band stage at the fabulous Bedford Fairgrounds Speedway. BAPS canceled. They would have had limiteds on this weekend. They canceled. Potomac canceled. Friday night, they had the big, I think, $3,000 limited show, and they canceled. Hot and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to look at things like that with weather. It's hard. I know people get irritated at racetracks. Seriously, I get it. I bet on that end, gotten irritated. But at the end of the day, promoters face challenges. And you know, I'll give a promoter hell just as quick as I'll give a race driver hell or a crew member hell or whatever, the fans hell. You know, because we all play a big part in the big circle, guys. We do. We truly have ownership in it. It's all of us, one unit. But in this case, now, it's hard because, you know, it's hard getting people at times into the stands, especially over July 4th, holiday weekends, and sometimes just in general. It's hard. We face different struggles in society. There is 1,000,001 things to do in society nowadays. That's the bottom line, okay? No pun intended. There's 1,000,001 things to do in society. People have a smorgasbord of choices. That's why we've got to continue to urge our young folk, whether they're crew members, fans, young racers, to keep at it. You have to do that. We have to do that. Not me, not just you, not them. All of us have to continue to do that. We also got to put the good word out for the racetracks and get people in the stands, guys. We have to do it, okay? I don't know if the front gate will ever be what the front gate was. I don't know that, but we can make it better. Okay, so I understand sometimes when you see cause of weather, heat, you can't have an empty stand. It's hard. It's really hard. So I get it. Anyways, that's my tangent. I went on a tangent on that. There you have it. Wasn't a ton of results. Oh, here, I missed one. Sorry. Clinton County. Jeff Weaver, 270s. Jeff Weaver Jr., 270s. Corey Stabley, 305s. Victorious, and obviously we did the East Coast Legends. That was Tanner Jones because they were on the docket that night. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to Ashley Yoder Designs. That's right. Wraps on the race cars, decals, sign design, signs, lettering, you name it. She going to get you fixed up. Ashley Yoder Designs. She does a heck of a job. Heck of a job. Now, Ashley Yoder Designs, who's hot? And believe me, it's been hot. Okay. You know, limited late models, super late models, here's the deal. There hasn't been a lot of limited races in the last 2 weeks because it's been weather. Super late models, hasn't been a ton of super late model races. We'll take the regional head approach on it, and we're going to group it. We're going to group it the late models, period, okay? We're going to go with Troutman. It was a regional deal, okay? He kind of, Troutman's took some heat online. He has. He's took some heat in Facebook as far as, he's cherry picking. You know what? He wants to race. He's a race car driver. So he's in a ride. He's local regional racing. Let the man race. Beat the man. That's all I can say. I'm not, seriously, it is what it is, guys. So, but needle to hear there, he was up against a stout field. There's no question about it. He had some heavy hitters up in Mercer. Heavy hitters. Mike Marlar. Come on. Marlar's strong. Max Blair, he's strong. The Wizard, Dave Hess, he's strong. He's a wizard, too. But no. And then we'll go with, we're going to give it kind of both, Troutman and Spike Moore. Spike's got 2 limited wins in the last 30 days, and he got his first win in the McBee machine. So we're going to go there. We're going to go with Troutman and Spike Moore. 410s, I'm going to go with Dietz again. Why, you say? Because I think he's good. Did he park it as many times as Macri? I have to look again. I don't know. Macri obviously won the Speed Week thing, but I don't know. Dietz gets the job done, and Dietz has got character, and that makes a big difference to me. He's got character. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't forget where he comes from. That's right. He does not, and I like it. I love it. It's good for the sport in general, not just 410s, in general. Good for the sport. Modifieds. Logan Robertson. We'll go with him. That's right. Elkins, because the Modified Mafia ran Elkins down at Hurley's place on Friday night, and Robertson was second. He ran second. I believe Holcomb won. He ran second. He comes to Winchester. He P1s it. He wins. Now, I get it. Robertson, they doubled. Like, Robertson was second, and then, Holcomb was won Friday night, and they just flip-flopped. But, now, Robertson's, remember he had that win at Winchester several weeks back. Unfortunately, he had a wheelbase issue. They DQ'd him, okay? Like a lot of the drivers in the pit said that I talked to them, they really don't think it made much of a difference, but a rule's a rule. Okay, a rule's a rule. But he was the guy that beat that week. So he's getting the hang. I can tell you, he's getting the hang of these modifieds pretty darn good. So we're going to go with Logan Robertson. So let's move on, my friends. How about a little bit of Amsoil? Whoa, got the sign. We're flipping the sign. Fred, we got anybody watching? There has to be. Somebody from Sheboygan? Okay. Amsoil by Aaron Miller. That's right. Washington County, Hagerstown, Maryland. You get a hold of Aaron Miller. He gets you fixed up with all your lubricants and oil needs by Amsoil. It's good stuff. He's got what's upcoming. So let's talk about what's on the burners coming up this week. Okay? What's on the burners coming up this week? Path Valley. It's Ashley Yoder Design Night. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Ashley Yoder, one of our proud sponsors. That's right. And Ashley Yoder Design Night this Saturday up at Path Valley, quarter-mile bull ring, the small track with the big action. Limited late models on the docket. Wingless Sportsman's 270s by T.A. Ward, 600s, Thunders, and Strictly Stocks. Randy Burkholder picked them Strictly Stocks up. He's a sponsor of them now. That's right. Zach Krause, Dr. Zachary Krause, he's a sponsor of the Limiteds. Metzler Trailer Sales, Truck and Trailer. Wingless Sportsman's, 600s, they're the Macri Concrete deal. Thunders, Sisney's Auto Parts. Always like to put that out there. Them guys put a good bit of money and time into this. BAPS, limited late models. Super Sportsman's, winged. 602 Crate Sportsman's, Extreme Stocks, classic cars. Port, at the Speed Palace, 410s, limited late models, 305s. Ceilings Groves, Friday night. Kramer Cup Part 2. The Kramer Cup Part 2. 360/358s. Maybe we'll get to see, I'm sure we will, one of my favorite guys in that group that I've watched years ago, Davey No Panic Frantic. I love to say that. Davey No Panic Frantic out of New Jersey, running them 360s. Limited late models and 305s will accompany them at Ceilings Grove. David Williams Potomac Speedway in Budds Creek. Limited late models, 305s, strictly stocks, hobby stocks, and new cars. Hagerstown has off. Next up for them, Saggy Memorial, July 18th. That's a ULMS, Zuber & Company show. Winchester, East Coast Legends by Freeze & Company. Limited late models. The Dickie Tharp Memorial for Pure Stocks. rescheduled to be on this Saturday. $1,500 on that pure stock race. That's good money, my friends. Yes. And they were supposed to have that CDRA on. That's a whole other thing. Hopefully that gets adjusted and things work out for the best with that. What's up, Fred? Hey, Marty. I love it. Jerry Wartzer, right there. J&W Motor Mediation. Todd Ward, TA. Mike Horn. Hey, Vicky and Roger Troxler. I got to see my buddy, old Roger, there up at Linda's. You know what I'm saying? He ran the show up at Linda's in the blistering heat. That's right. Always good to see those folks. They're little supporters. Little supporters. Where were we? Clinton County, PA Posse 410 Sprints Friday night, 270s SCDRA. Bedford Friday. Bedford's got a two-banger this weekend. Friday, 305 semi-lates, pure stocks, 4 cylinders. Bedford Sunday is PA Posse 410s SCDRA, which has now been replaced by Crown Vics. Okay? That will be the docket for Bedford Sunday. Williams Grove, it's motorcycle time, flat track motorcycles. I'm going to tell you what, they say that's an impressive show to go. It really is. They say it's pretty wild. I've been to one a long time ago at Hagerstown. They put the straw bales up around the outside. Yeah, you wouldn't see me on them, I can tell you that. Nope. 4 wheels, not 2. But yeah, they have that Friday at Williams Grove. The Dog Pound. Limited late models, crates, pure stocks, 4 cylinders, pro stocks. And I believe that's the Ohio Valley Penn Pro Stocks. Or what. I'm going to tell you what, them guys are pro stocks on steroids. There's no question about it. I got to watch them at Marion Center. Them things, well, they get the job done. I can tell you that. Think they don't. They look like, I thought they were limiteds. I mean, the body on configuration, I mean, them things haul the mail, man. They're good. Lincoln 410s, 358s. 410s, 358 sprints at Lincoln on Saturday. That, my friends, I think we got it. I do. I think we got it. Yep. The following week's the big week. There's a lot going on in racing the following week. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of ULMS, Zuver and Company coming to town. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Okay, so let's switch gears. Let's switch gears and get to Tim Fite's painting news briefs, ladies and gentlemen. Exterior, interior painting, free estimates, residential, commercial, power washing as well. Get a hold of Tim Fite's painting. He'll take care of you. He'll get you fixed up. Hell of a painter. Okay. We talked about a little bit. Oh, here's one for you at the ULMS show. It was great to see, more than great, Dan Stone, big brother, back in the 31 Superco machine up in Mercer. We talked for quite a while off the camera and then on the camera. Dan's it's probably been, since last year. Since last year he's been, because Super Deuce Racing, they sold out and everybody was mutual. It was all good. It was time to end that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was fine. But he's was back in the 31 Superco car. We know other people has been in the Superco car, such as Briggs Danner, Billy Pouch Jr. So Dan, it's always good to see Dan. Dan, he adjusted quite well to her, I can tell you that. He got in her and he put the meat to her. There was no doubt about it. And he said he was. BAPS, they're drawing for free tire. Drawing for free tire for Saturday at BAPS for your limited late model guys. So you get to draw. If you put your name, I guess you tell them you're coming, they'll put you in the drawing for a free tire. Mercer, going back to our trip, yeah, it was a good time. Mercer Speedway, I tell you, I was pretty impressed with Michael's Mercer Speedway. A very clean facility, upkept, everybody in order, doing stuff. Yeah, it was okay, man. I thought it was great. I go back in a heartbeat. I truly would. 3/8 mile, had a little twist to it, a little bank to it. Nothing too crazy, but they do. They haul the mail around it. They do well. They do well. They run some around modifieds there and some other classes. Here's one for you. And I talked to Jason Giesman. Obviously, he did the thing at Linda's with Stock Car Mayhem. And, boy, I'd love to see a limited late model show go to Linda's. I kind of floated the idea, and maybe we'll talk about it some more with him. That's right. A limited late model show at Linda's, my friends. It's a quarter mile. It's not as banked as Path Valley, but I think it would be spectacular. I truly do. Here's one for you. This guy rolled in. He's been off the radar since last year. He rolled into ULMS, Zuver and Company at Genesee. Michael Lake in the 27. Michael Lake rolled back in. The guy in the picture, we weren't there. We were going to go there, but the weather looked poor, so we just pulled out, and it rained anyway. Michael Lake, in the picture I've seen, he's lost a lot of weight. Kudos to Michael Lake. He has. Yeah, he looks well. Yeah, he really does. He lost a lot of weight. So that's good. Ziegler was absent, meaning Ziggy out of Chalk Hill, Pennsylvania, Mason Ziegler, your past champion of the ULMS. He was absent for Independence Week, starting at Mercer and moving on. He had work things going on, just busy schedule, a lot going on. He's very busy with his business. So he was not there. That's what put John Lee. That's what I said. I'd get back to that in a minute. That's what propelled John Lee then into the points lead right there. Dr. Krause's Night of Power. That's one of the events that's coming up for the ULMS next Friday, the 17th, my friends. He'll have super late models there. He'll have 305 sprints and the East Coast Legends. That's right, East Coast Legends. Freezing Company will be on the docket, running for some good coin. And them guys, they put on a show. They all put on a good show. But them Legends cars put on a damn good show up at Path Valley at the Bull Ring. That'll be a good show next Friday. It really will. And like I said, Saggy's race, his memorial race, is Saturday night, which is ULMS sanctioned as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of good racing coming up. I'm hoping the weather gets adjusted for this weekend. It's I got to be honest, it's kind of marginal. Its weather's just hateful, and you know, I really it sucks for people. It's had storm damage, and my God, I mean, a young man and his mom I believe lost their life just down the way here a little bit in Gardner's, PA, at a campground. I mean, a tree fell. I mean, it's on them. It's Mother Nature can be brutal. She really can, and this humidity is just brutal. But hopefully that works its way out. And you know, we're able to go racing this weekend and just race. That's what we want to do. Yeah, we're gonna race. So, anyways, I appreciate y'all tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm Tommy Gardell. This is The Bottom Line, brought to you by Chaz's Used Auto Parts in Studio 2. It's always a pleasure to sit here in this studio. I remind you to go to YouTube under Elbows Up Dirt Productions. It's free to subscribe. Every video that we put on Facebook goes away in 30 days, so we send it over to YouTube where it's banked like a fossil of a dinosaur for life. You can go there and view it, and it doesn't cost anything. So head on over there, get the job done. Also, we do have a show in the making for this Thursday. It's a kind of a unique one. It's a good one. It has a little advertisement with it of something that I think you'll all be interested in. It's going to be pretty cool. It involves the Night of Power at Path Valley. So tune on in. It'll be 8 o'clock this Thursday, and we're going to dazzle you up in the House of Dirt. That's right, the House of Dirt. We appreciate everyone out there that views this. Our views have been horrendous, and really, we're humbled by it. We truly are. I can tell you that right now. And we're going to keep kicking it out hardcore all the time. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, I always say this. Whatever you do it with big energy, and you do it with elbows up. God bless you all. You have a good night. We'll see you at the racetrack.